This is Tortuga, the turtle. I'm putting Tortuga to bed, but Tortuga wants to read some dystopian novels before he falls asleep. So I'm going to recommend some dystopian novels so that he can read. The first one is Scythe by Neal Shusterman, same guy who wrote Unwind. So there's been a machine that has essentially taken over the world. And the machine is able to run everything in the world. And there's no longer any death or disease or war or misery because the machine has kind of figured all of that out. So if nobody dies, there still has to be some death, otherwise we're going to have overpopulation. And so the Scythes, which is technically the name of this kind of sword thing, are the ones who are the bringers of death to people. So there is Citra and Rowan, and they are chosen to apprentice to a Scythe, a role that neither one wants. These teens must master the art of taking life, knowing that the consequence of failure could mean losing their own life. It's a 2-book series. The third one's coming out soon. Love, 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 love. So that's Scythe. All right, next we have The Program. And again, this is a very strange idea for a story, but it's got the same kind of ideas with the evil government and kids trying to figure out who they are and what's going on. So Sloane knows better than to try to cry in front of anyone. With suicide now an international epidemic, one outburst could land her in the program with capital P. The only proven course of treatment. Sloane's parents have already lost one child. Sloane knows they'll do anything to keep her alive. She also knows that everyone who's been through the program returns as a blank slate. That sounds familiar, doesn't it, with Slated? Because their depression is gone, but so is their memory. Under constant surveillance at home and at school, Sloane puts on a brave face and keeps her feelings buried as deep as she can. The only person Sloane can be herself with is James. He's promised to keep them both safe and out of treatment, and Sloane knows their love is getting strong enough to withstand anything. But despite the promises they made to each other, it's getting harder to hide the truth. They are both growing weaker. Depression is setting in, and the program is coming for them. So you're not allowed to feel, which is kind of strange. All right. The Lockdown series. This is a crazy book. So it's called The Lockdown because kids are sent to the Furnace Penitentiary, the world's most secure prison for young offenders, buried a mile beneath the Earth's surface. Convicted of a murder he didn't commit, sentenced to life without parole. As a kid, Alex Sawyer knows he has two choices. Find a way out or resign himself to a death behind bars in the darkness at the bottom of the world. Except in Furnace, death is the least of his worries. Soon Alex discovers that the prison is a place of pure evil, where inhuman creatures in gas masks stalk the corridors at night, where giants in black suits drag screaming inmates into the shadows, where deformed beasts can be heard howling from the blood-drenched tunnels below. And behind everything is the mysterious, all-powerful warden. See, again, the government. A man as cruel and dangerous as the devil himself, whose unthinkable acts have consequences that stretch far beyond the walls of the prison. I don't think I'm going to let Tortuga read this one at night, because Tortuga will probably stay up all night long thinking about beasts. All right, the next one, called The Uglies, and then there's the Pretties and the Specials and the Extras. There are 4 books in this series. Scott Westerfeld wrote it. A girl named Tally is about to turn 16, and she's really, really excited to turn 16 because she's going to get this operation that's going to change her from what she thinks is really, really ugly to something very, very pretty, and becoming a pretty. As a pretty, capital P, she'll be catapulted into a high-tech paradise where her only job is to have fun. But yes, there is a catch. Tally's new friend Shay isn't sure that she wants to become a pretty. When Shay runs away, Tally learns about a whole new side of the pretty world, and it isn't very pretty. The authorities offer Tally a choice: find her friend and turn her in, or never turn pretty at all. Tally's choice will change her world forever. So again, an evil government that's corrupt, and a kid who's got to figure out what's really important to them. So, the last book I'm going to recommend to Tortuga, who's becoming also a really nice book rest, is Elemental. 16-year-old Thomas has always been an outsider. Again, another theme where kids kind of feel like they're not part of the group. The first child born without power of an element: earth, water, wind, or fire. So he doesn't have any of these elements that he's born with. It's kind of like sir, what's that? The firebender, airbender.
Avatar.
The Avatar, the last airbender. So he doesn't feel like he's got a lot to offer this remote Outer Banks colony, or so the Guardians would have him believe. In the wake of an unforeseen storm, desperate pirates kidnap the Guardians, intent on claiming the island as their own. Caught between the plague-ridden mainland and the advancing pirates, Thomas and his friends fight for survival in the battered remains of an abandoned, mysterious settlement. But the secrets they unearth will turn Thomas's world upside down and bring to light not only a treacherous past, but a future more dangerous than he can possibly imagine. So, Tortuga, what are you going to pick? I don't know. They're all really good. You should stop now.